Many people don't even know it exists on a world map. Unless you're wealthy, its doors often appear closed to the rest of us. It is a European country that has been ruled by one of the world's richest families for the past 300 years, a lineage that dates back to the Roman Empire. A person who loves to walk can cover the country's longest stretch and go from its southern tip to its northern tip in 5 hours. If a marathon runner living there attempted a full marathon, he would leave the country before finishing. It may be small in size and population, but it is one of the world's richest countries by GDP per capita, boasting an astounding 187,000 USD, placing it among the global elite, though often just behind Monaco, a fact that can surprise even seasoned economists, challenging preconceived notions of global prosperity. A significant portion of its citizens, estimated at around 15%, are millionaires, a concentration of wealth almost unparalleled globally, painting a vivid picture of its economic might. Rich in industry, advanced in banking, finance, wealth management, and construction technology, it produces 20% of our artificial teeth and 15% of our dental machinery. Today's trip will be to a European country that has neither an airport nor a defense force, nor its own currency. This country is not indebted to any country. Welcome to Liechtenstein, the 4th smallest country in Europe and the 6th smallest in the world. Liechtenstein, bordered by Austria to the north and Switzerland to the west, is the second least visited country in Europe. This exclusivity is part of its mystique, a deliberate choice that preserves its unique character. It has no ports or natural resources and is ruled by one of the only remaining royal families whose lineage traces back to the Roman Empire. It doesn't attract mass tourism, preferring to cater to a more exclusive clientele and highly skilled professionals. However, that prohibition does not extend to thought travelers, and we can cross Liechtenstein's borders from whatever vantage point you choose. One could say that Liechtenstein's beautiful setting is a continuation of Switzerland's indescribable natural splendor. This beauty is evident in its pristine rivers, snow-capped mountains, green fields that look as if they're straight out of an animated film, and its calm, serene lake. The air here is crisp, the silence profound, offering a stark contrast to the bustling financial centers it houses, inviting a sense of peaceful contemplation. Liechtenstein does not have its own airport, and to enter the country, we must first go to Switzerland, Austria, or Germany. If we arrive in Zurich, Switzerland, it will take us about 1.5 hours by car to enter Liechtenstein. Since it is a country with an excellent transportation system, we can choose between train, bus, or rental car to enter Liechtenstein. If we start our journey in the morning, we are not the only ones entering the country. Apart from its tourists, 21,000 people cross the border from Switzerland, Austria, and Germany every day to work in Liechtenstein. The number of residents in the country increases by 50% every day due to these professionals who enter in the morning and leave in the evening. These professionals are well paid in Liechtenstein, and because of the proximity and the convenient transportation options to enter the country, they commute from their home countries every day to earn their good wages. This daily migration creates a dynamic, almost symbiotic relationship with its neighbors, making Liechtenstein a daytime economic powerhouse, a hub of cross-border productivity. The capital of Liechtenstein is Vaduz. The residence of the prince and the seat of the world's largest banks, Vaduz has a population of only 5,500. Except for the old European architectural style and the bustling streets here and there, do not expect a city as crowded as Monaco. Instead, anticipate a charming, tranquil town where history and high finance seamlessly intertwine, often with more cows than cars on certain streets, a delightful paradox. Liechtenstein is a country divided into 11 principalities and ruled by one of the richest families in the world. The current ruler, Prince Hans Adam II, is a businessman with a personal net worth estimated around $6.2 billion, making him one of Europe's wealthiest monarchs. His family's vast holdings, primarily through their banking empire, LGT Group, underscore their immense financial power. It is widely believed that the princes have even more wealth than that. Their bank, the LGT Group, is one of the largest private banking and asset management groups globally, reporting annual operating income of approximately $2.9 billion and managing assets worth over $400 billion. The Liechtenstein royal family has the most power in their country, unlike any other royal family in Europe. The prince has the veto power to dissolve the country's parliament, dismiss the government, and single-handedly appoint the country's judges. This level of monarchical authority is a rare sight in modern Europe, making Liechtenstein a fascinating case study in governance and the enduring power of a royal lineage. Liechtenstein gained some notoriety for a unique, albeit temporary, offering. For a period starting in 2010, a private company offered the opportunity to rent the entire country for $70,000 a day, which included ceremonial receptions and personalized touches. However, this program was a limited initiative and concluded in 2011, making it a fascinating historical anecdote rather than a current possibility. This offering involved organizing a marching band, naming the squares of the capital Vaduz after the renter, painting its streets in the color of their choice, and welcoming them with a ceremonial reception. During this unique experience, new banknotes with the renter's name and picture were printed and traded in their presence. Though it's important to note, the country uses the Swiss franc for transactions. Renters also had the opportunity to visit the prince's palace, host a reception, and if lucky, even meet the prince in person. Imagine the ultimate bespoke experience, where an entire nation momentarily bends to your will, a truly unique offering in the world, allowing you to live out a fairy tale, even if just for a day. Liechtenstein is renowned for having one of the lowest crime rates in the world, a testament to its peaceful society. While isolated incidents have occurred, it consistently reports exceptionally few violent crimes, making it a remarkably safe place to live. This peace does not come from the strength of its defense force, because Liechtenstein does not know what a defense force is. The country officially disbanded its defense force in 1868, according to the European calendar. Let us tell you a funny fact here. They joke that the Liechtenstein Defense Force is the strongest army in the world that returns in greater numbers than it left when it goes to war. The reason for this is that Liechtenstein sent 80 of its soldiers to participate in the Austro-Prussian War. When its soldiers were expected to be killed in the war, they returned home with 81. One of the soldiers was a friend they had met on the road. In 2007, Switzerland did not know that it had invaded another country, and Liechtenstein had been invaded. When a country's army enters the sovereign territory of another country without its consent, it is considered an open invasion. One foggy day in 2007, Swiss soldiers left the road and entered Liechtenstein's border 2 kilometers (1.2 miles) away. For a small country, 2 kilometers is a very large area. Liechtenstein does not have a border guard and did not recognize the invasion. When Swiss soldiers realized that they had entered the country by mistake, they quickly turned back and left, and Switzerland publicly apologized to Liechtenstein for the mistake its soldiers made. This incident highlights not only Liechtenstein's peaceful nature, but also the almost quaint, trusting relationship it shares with its larger neighbors, a testament to its unique diplomatic standing. The way Liechtenstein, a one-family state, became a country is very different from the usual state formation, and let's briefly explain it. 300 years ago, the country called Liechtenstein did not exist on our planet. The country was created in 1719 according to the European calendar. A wealthy noble family living in ancient Austria was not satisfied with the limited nobility in Austria. They wanted the honor that would give them favor in the eyes of the Holy Roman Emperor and seat them at the emperor's table. To do this, they had to become the governor of a state under the Holy Roman Empire, responsible to the emperor. They knew that they would never get this opportunity in Austria, and their only option to realize their dream was to buy land and present it to the emperor for approval. They had no financial problems and did not have much difficulty realizing their dreams. In 1699, according to the European calendar, they purchased the territories of Schellenberg from Count Jacob Hannibal III, and in 1712, Vaduz, and presented them to the Holy Roman Emperor Charles VI, asking him to bless their kingdom. They were a noble family who never wavered in their loyalty to the emperor, and their request was accepted. In 1719, according to the European calendar, the Principality of Liechtenstein was created, responsible to the Holy Roman Emperor. Since the 12th century, the Liechtenstein family, known as the House of Liechtenstein, has never fallen from the heights of wealth and power, and in this way added a country to our world. Despite the many challenges that the Liechtenstein families have faced throughout history, they are successful families who have not only built themselves up economically, but have also elevated their citizens to the pinnacle of wealth. This unique origin story, where a nation was literally acquired through strategic purchases to gain political standing, sets Liechtenstein apart from virtually every other country on earth, making its very existence a historical marvel. Liechtenstein's economy has two engines. The first engine is industry. Industry generates 40% of the country's total economy. The country is known for its production of construction and dental machinery, electronics, and technological equipment. The giant construction machinery manufacturer Hilti, which employs as many people as the country's citizens, was born and grew in Liechtenstein. Hilti is a company with 34,000 employees worldwide and generates annual revenues of $7.28 billion. It is headquartered in Liechtenstein. Ivoclar, a world-renowned manufacturer of dental products and equipment, was founded and is headquartered in the small country of Liechtenstein. It is a significant global supplier in the dental industry, employing over 3,700 people worldwide. The second largest sector of the economy is finance. The rich have a common enemy: taxes. They move their money to countries where they are tax-free to avoid them. Liechtenstein, like most countries in the world that do not have enough natural resources, has developed a banking, financial, and wealth management system. The LGT Group, owned by the royal family, is one of the country's prominent financial institutions. Liechtenstein is also home to other major banks like VP Bank and LBB, and hundreds of financial service providers. This dual economic engine, blending cutting-edge manufacturing with sophisticated financial services, is the secret to its immense prosperity, a carefully crafted synergy that fuels its extraordinary wealth. Liechtenstein has rich companies, but trying to get a job in one of these institutions from another country is like trying to get through the eye of a needle. Liechtenstein's doors are closed to immigrants. Only people who have a permanent job in the country can apply for a residence permit in Liechtenstein. The process is like this. Let's say you get a job, but you don't become an employee just because the employer wants you. The employer must submit a request to the government stating that they want to hire you in your profession. Before the government approves the hire, it must verify that there are no local professionals who can work in the position you are applying for. If there are no nationals working in the field, priority is given to citizens of the European Union. If your application is accepted by the employer, you will need to submit your application to the country's immigration office, along with your employment contract, the rental agreement prepared by the employer, your passport, and other necessary personal documents. If you have a work permit, you will need to take out your own health insurance. People without health insurance will not be granted a residence permit in the country. Although citizens of European Union member states can enter Liechtenstein without a visa and stay in the country for up to 90 days, they must go through the above-mentioned process to get a job or a residence permit. The process for becoming a citizen of the country is even more complicated. To become a citizen of Liechtenstein is a rigorous process. While there are some exceptions, the standard naturalization typically requires 10 years of residency. Marriage to a Liechtenstein citizen can shorten this period, but it still involves a significant residency requirement and a thorough application process. Additionally, applicants must pass a German language test with a high score and, crucially, renounce any previous citizenships, as dual citizenship is generally not permitted. These stringent requirements underscore Liechtenstein's commitment to preserving its unique identity and high quality of life for its current citizens, making it one of the most exclusive nationalities to acquire. The cost of living in Liechtenstein is among the highest in the world, comparable to its Swiss neighbor. For instance, rent for a modest one-bedroom apartment in Vaduz can range from $1,680 to $2,800 USD per month, with larger accommodations or houses demanding significantly more. When it comes to groceries, one should expect to pay 15 to 20% more for everyday items compared to neighboring Austria or Germany. While public transport is notably efficient, a monthly pass can still cost around $89.60 to $112 US, and owning a car introduces substantial additional expenses for fuel, insurance, and parking. Monthly utilities covering electricity, heating, water, and internet for a single person typically fall between $168 and $280 US. Even a simple meal at an inexpensive restaurant can easily set you back 28 to 44.80 USD. Furthermore, mandatory health insurance premiums are substantial, often exceeding 336 to 560 USD per month, though they do provide comprehensive coverage. Despite high salaries, the sheer cost of daily life means that living comfortably in Liechtenstein requires a substantial income, reinforcing its reputation as a haven for the affluent. Finally, let's end our visit with two short pieces of information. August 15th is Liechtenstein's National Day. On this day, the Prince of Liechtenstein invites anyone over the age of 18 in the country to his palace for free. If you get a chance, you can meet the prince and talk to him for 1 minute. Primary education in Liechtenstein is free and compulsory, and there is one university, the University of Liechtenstein, located in the capital Vaduz, which offers courses in architecture, business finance, wealth management, and entrepreneurship. That concludes our visit today, and we thank you for stopping by.